Hi, my name is Chris Tortorello. My wife Beth and I home base in Sedona, but we have been attending CFTN since it opened and have known Pastor Mike and Mary for over 20 years. In 2018, I started having sudden attacks of vertigo. A lot of people thought it was just anxiety, and I really wasn't sure, so I had a brain MRI done to figure out what was going on. At the time, the results came back with no remarks, and everything checked out normal. In 2019, I was having more of the same issues with foggy thinking and just something didn't seem right. So I went to a different neurologist in Scottsdale who ordered another MRI and found that I'd had a stroke in my hippocampus, which is the part of the brain responsible for memory function. At first, I was devastated and I immediately cried out to God. Next, I remembered when we were in Israel in 2017, when Beth and I went to the Western Wall. The moment I approached the wall, the moment I laid my hands on the wall, I heard over and over in my mind, believers will lay hands on the sick and they will recover. It was an endless loop, just going over and over. And at the same time, Beth had experienced this vision where she stepped into Jesus and Jesus stepped into her. And that was interesting because I knew that word, I understood that concept of being clothed with Christ, but it's something we've been walking out for years, but it never really dawned on me that this was going to be something that was going to be for me. We have seen a lot of miracles over the years. Beth was healed of cancer. My son's hernia disappeared before my eyes when we laid hands on him. And recently, a really good friend was healed from stage 4 liver disease. Because we have seen all of these miracles, my wife and I began to pray. I also asked a few other Sedona and CFTN friends to agree in prayer with us. I said to God, this is but a speck and nothing. It's just a dot on a film. I said forcefully, I was declaring, brain be healed in the name of Jesus over and over. So to fast forward, I went back to the neurologist for a follow-up. He ordered another MRI. The day he called me to his office, I was thinking, God, this is out of my control, but nothing is impossible with you. We sat down, and he pulled up the imaging on his monitors. It was dual monitors, and one monitor was the before and one monitor was the after. And he said, there is no stroke, it's completely gone. He said, your MRI is normal. Honestly, I was surprised and asked him to toggle back and forth because I just couldn't believe that God actually had done this miracle. And the doctor said, yeah, sure, well, I guess so. Which is interesting because he's a Jewish doctor and maybe he was intrigued. Previously, he also ordered some additional brain function testing and a complete psychological neurological exam, and the results came back. He said that everything was normal. As a matter of fact, certain parts of my testing were better than before. Shortly after that, he called me a second time to confirm that everything was okay, and I was really surprised because he had just called me 2 weeks ago to tell me everything was okay. I really think my Jewish doctor was intrigued by what happened. I thanked him and I thanked God. Now today I'm even more encouraged to pray for healing, and I remain open to God's possibilities, and I welcome opportunities to pray for others to be healed. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He is still doing amazing miracles, and nothing is impossible with God.